me and Pain started in local clubs, you know. They was just so young, gifted, and talented. And, I mean, wow. It's just, they would do, a person would do an act, and they would do their little, you know, tap dancing or whatever, and get booed off the stage, or just get completely silent. You know, you wanted to either get cheered for or booed in front of Billy Rojo, but if you got nothing, you got nothing. You know, so that's how it was back then coming up. But when Pain, you know, but when I say, what I seen was a little boy come on that very stage. He tried his hardest. He was singing Michael Jackson. I thought it was good. But the audience booed him, and they shot him with paintball guns. A little boy, he had to be 5 or 6, and I was just, no. You going out on that stage? That's what I said. I said, we going out on that stage? A little boy, you know. They even put a baby out there to cheer the audience up. The baby, they didn't like the damn baby. Had to get his ass up out of there. Be getting on that stage. I mean, all we had was a actor where I was acting like a cat, and he was acting like a mouse, and he was big, acting like a mouse, and I was small, acting like a, you know, cat. So, you know, it was kind of odd to see, but, you know, it was like, that was basically our act. We thought it was funny, but, you know, it's not always about what you think, and the business is about what they think. Putting my costume on, I done pissed in my pants like 30 times. Finally, you know, we make it out to the stage. After 6 and 7s, hello everybody, we finally got it together. And we just did it, man. I mean, I don't know what happened. It's just, first it was just like 30 minutes of stage fright, and boom, you know, it was just on. We was just doing what it is we do, and we was just acting on stage, and man, we just did it, man. It's like we didn't rush through it or nothing. We just did what we had to do, and then silence. Grandpa Joe told me prior to getting on the stage to watch out for that silence, because if they don't like you, they don't say shit. But if they don't like you, then they say shit. Something like that. He was drunk as fuck. Anyway, so I hear silence, and next thing I know, applause, a big applause, happy faces, man. People throwing flowers at us. It's like, you know, I seen this on a cartoon. It was nice to see them so young on stage. I mean, you gotta understand, they was practicing at home with this whole club stuff. You know what they was doing at the club, they was practicing at home for like the longest years and years, like since they was babies. Now they're on stage and getting this reception that we always knew they could get, you know. And I mean, from that point on, they start performing in all kind of different clubs. We performed on Grandpa Joe's budget. We went to Houston, LA, Chicago on my own budget. I had a little company, a steel mill company. And my brother, he worked in the welding business, and we both put our money together to try to fund us, you know, headed out to LA, headed out to Houston on my gas. And it was stressful, but the biggest thing was just getting that, you know, reception from the audience. Just being that young, you know, you just confused. It's just like, sometimes you're like, what the fuck are they clapping for? I mean, you know, I did the same act last night in front of the same club at the same time, but people really love it. I mean, they really loved our ass. Very confusing to see people loving the same shit. I mean, you know, it's like the same audience that watched Basketball Wives was watching us back then. So anyway, I mean, we just took off. I was just chilling. Me and Billy Rojo, you know, the person that try to look out for people that's coming into XTV. We was just chilling, you know, going to the local clubs, and we happened to hit up a club that Dee Dee and Donkey Kong is performing in. We performing as usual, you know. I mean, putting our all into it, even though we hate doing the shit. I'm tired as fuck. I ain't had a meal in 2 days. And, you know, somebody is just like, have their eyes on me. I'm like, motherfucker, what the fuck are you looking at? Stranger danger, nigga. They performing their act on stage, doing great, tremendous work. I'm, you know, blowed and about to beat D-Matic ass. I think I was close to beating D-Matic's ass, because he act like he failed, but I know his ass wasn't hurt. But, you know, he got checked for anyway, but he still didn't have to do all that acting. And Billy Rojo comes up to me. I came up to them because I said, man, that's the funniest thing I've seen ever. You know, I mean, I'm a man that grew up on Richard Pryor, Red Fox, and, you know, Gregory. What's the name? The boy Gregory. That dude. I grew up on stuff like that, Robin Harris, that time period. So to see these babies, it was like watching, you know, the comedy version of the Jackson 5. I mean, because it's like, you look at kids and you're just like, oh, they just children. You know, they don't got no sense of the business, if you will, and how to entertain. But I'm coming to this club show, and I tell you, nobody entertained me like these children. There was a few people that was on the stage that entertained me, but none could match how much these children just, oh my God, I couldn't believe it. He approached me after the show. He said, Joe, you got some very gifted children. I say, well, thank you. And he says, I want to sign him to a deal to do a Donkey Kong show. You know, he was looking for people to do the Donkey Kong show on the Super Nintendo. I said, that's a good idea, but how much you gonna pay me? That's exactly what I said out of my mouth. He said he was gonna pay us like I don't remember the number. But I just remember saying so many zeros, and the last time I seen that many zeros was my bank account, when I seen all them zeros I had, because I ain't had shit in it. But it had one. That's all I remember. It had one and a bunch of zeros. That's all I know. And I immediately said, yes, no homo. We are willing to do this. We're willing to go do whatever we have to do. Instead of us being in a rat suit and a, mouse suit or whatever we was doing, it was Donkey Kong and we had to be in an ape suit, basically. It's like, you gotta understand, this is my story so far. A little boy looking on TV, watching Rocko's Modern Life, thinking, man, will I ever reach that status of Rocko? Or watching, Hey Arnold or whatever, Doug or Rugrats, watching that shit, inspired. Like, will I ever be as famous as, the creators of these cartoons, will I be famous like Kenan and Kel? And then I finally perform in a club, I'm getting an applause, I'm performing in club night after night, getting the same reception. And now, here I am, offered a show. It's like, and I'm just a child. I mean, my mom was just going, I'm just like, oh, I'm this, I'm that, bragging to all my friends. It was nothing like it. So, we happy, man. It's the highlight of our success, the most money we've seen ever. I'm gonna be honest here. I was a wicked old man. Wicked. Stuck in my drunken ways. And the kids were supposed to be getting more money than I was giving them. They'd be like, oh, I want a new Power Ranger action figure. And I lied to him. When I was a kid, I had, not that much sense. But I knew things, Just, my grandpa was very fishy, I mean, our check be rolling in on Tuesday. He be gone all Tuesday. And then he come back with like a bunch of liquor, and I'm like, hey, what about, such and such? Like, what about this video game I want, Can I get that today? Did my check come in? He like, oh, the check didn't come in. Somebody just gave me this out on the street, I didn't know nothing about it, man. I was too young. I was way too young to understand about money and everything. He had this long talk to me about work harder because they ain't giving you your check because you ain't working harder. You know what I'm saying? And we just like, sad as hell. So, things look like they going good, I mean, I got my own show. The girl that wasn't talking to me is now talking to me. But we look at the reviews and we look at the ratings of the show, and it's not doing as good as people wanted it to. It just didn't meet our demands. I mean, we wanted this to be as good as Sonic, and I mean, graphically, picture-wise, it was better than Sonic. It beat it out. But the communication between Trunks and Pain was just so not interesting. I mean, and it made it hard for us to appreciate it. It's like, when you have a show, you're supposed to have good visual as well as audio to capture an audience, and unfortunately, they didn't have that. We didn't meet one demand. One demand. And they was already set on trying to cancel us, trying to kill our show off just because we didn't meet one demand. I was like, man, and I mean, they told me this as a kid. It's like, to tell a kid that's been performing in clubs all his life, performing on his porch all his life, he is not good. At a young age, when I'm getting all this, signing autographs, it's like, that really hurts. So, man, I just was sad one day, just when we was about to film, one of our shows, man. It started becoming stressful. I mean, it just felt like we was just working for nothing, chump change. Then this man came across me, man, offered me something that would change my life for the worse, but the Donkey Kong show for the best. I was just bubbling, and I seen Pain. I said, hey, man, you want to get a hit or something? You want to feel more better? You want to feel that pace, man? You want to do this? He doing all these movements with his hands like you from New York and shit. Hey, man, what's up, what's up? You know what I'm saying? Like it's the 90s and shit. Like, why you got your hands all in my face, man? And I'm just like, yeah, man, I mean, I got something that can make you feel like you more than what you are, man. I'm like, man, what kind of toy is that? I'm just so stupid as a kid. He gave me some crack. And I went out there later on to perform in front of the cameras. Donkey Kong is live shooting. And I don't even remember the rest. But it is history. Basically, Pain started pointing out my personal information, as a kid, saying how, I doodled in my drawers, and, basically just blackmailing me and ridiculing me and all this shit. And we argued on the show, we're live arguing, you know what I mean? And I remember Grandpa Joe standing like, you see where that tree is back there? He was standing right there. And I just remember looking out the corner of my eye, him shaking my head. And when Grandpa Joe shook his head like that, that ass whooping was gonna hurt. So they're arguing and we're trying to like stop it, but it's not like a producer can just, back then, a producer couldn't just come into the show and say, stop arguing, it's like, we weren't allowed to just go in the show. It's different now with the, rise of reality TV programming, but it was different back then. So they're arguing loudly, neighbors are complaining, but we looked at the ratings after the show went off the air, and it was watched by so many people, and I mean, it was finally the success we were looking for, and so much more. So all of a sudden, we made the stars. I mean, we was already big stars because we had our own show, of course. But now we're bigger than what that was. We took that next step that these people in the back wanted. And also, you know, the audience already like us, so we're finally on that stage, you know, as far as success. And everybody around me was just like, Trunks, you the man, or, well, D-Matic, you the man, Kong, and just giving me high fives, and this was the shit. That thing just took off, man. Took off like a rocket. I remember watching it as a kid, like, man, you know, I mean, they got two cartoons arguing, like, you know, they're bitter rivals, but they're still working together. It's like they're working together on one goal to beat King K. Rool, but, excuse me, they're always at each other's throat. So the script, man, he changing the whole script of how Donkey Kong is supposed to be written. You know, he doing this, and everything just changed for Donkey Kong, and it just, man, it just spiraled out of control fast. So, that's it, you know, and Donkey Kong became a hit. It was watched by, you know, people from like 18 to like 24. They started showing us the age charts, and it was just watched by so many people, and it just grew so fast. That's when success was just like, bam, like just fast as shit. You know, you meeting people like 90%, Flamingo Johnson, he was known as back then. You meeting all these different celebrities and people. But one person I ran across is a person I love to this day. And no matter what, we can argue about the biggest shit, the smallest shit. This is my nigga. In like 96, 97, Trunks met up with Justin Turkey Leg, and they hit it off immediately. What we could relate to, we both had the same fucking voice, first of all. And we both had a similar background. A monkey was in the front. And I don't know, man. I don't know what makes me and Justin's friendship so special. I just think that, you know, I think what makes a friendship special is that when you're able to really argue with somebody, like real hard and violently, and hold so much hate with what you're talking about in an argument, but still you're able to come to a compromise. You're able to come out with so much hate for this person, but at the same time, y'all can cool down each other with that same hate that becomes love. Even though things was looking good, Donkey Kong's a hit. I'm known all over the world, you know. I'm on the market, basically. I'm on the map, you know. And things are looking very good. When you are successful with a person at a young age, you grow up too fast, mentally. And some parts of your brain grow, it matures, it does whatever it does, but some parts doesn't catch on until later. You gotta understand, they came at success as kids, children. So here they are, teenagers, watching the shows that was popular in, 96, 98, and now their mentality and their thought process is changing. It's not hard to believe that Pain was a lot more over than, you know, Trunks. I mean, Pain was the teen idol, if you will, or the child star. He was that guy, you know. Trunks played the dumb friend, you know, or the dumb brother. Pain played the role of a smart, you know, monkey, you know, on that show. And that kind of hurt Trunks' career in a way, you know. And he was way more over. I remember just, you know, giving out autograph session, me, ODD, Woody was there, and Pain and myself. And I remember the kid came up to me, he said, "You Diddy Kong." I said, no. He said, no, you Diddy Kong. I said, I'm not Diddy Kong, you know, Donkey Kong, the other one, Diddy Kong right there. He said, oh yeah, you is Donkey Kong, you the stupid one. And the fact that my character was called stupid like that by a kid, oh, Justin, basically, just talk about your friendship with Trunks.
Well, I remember meeting Trunks a long time ago. It's been so many years, I can't really remember exactly how our friendship even began. But I remember taking a liking to him very early, and we were just always very close. We did everything together. Everywhere Trunks would go, I would go. Everywhere I go, he would go. And, you know, we always had our differences, you know, throughout the years. We always quarrel, as they say, but we always seem to be able to work it out. Just recently, we had a big situation. A lot of people might know about it, but for those who don't, we had a situation about Trunks was he was on drugs, he was on crack, and you know, I didn't know about it, and you know, I took it very hard. You know, as I was just talking about, you know, we go back a long ways, and you know, when the news hit me, well, it just struck me the wrong way, and you know, as a result, I retaliated on him, and we ended up having a match. But after that matchup, we were able to come to terms, and you know, we just agreed to just put everything out and let it be. And we're still struggling with that a little bit, because you know, life goes on, and you know, sometimes the answer is not just A or B answer. You know, we gotta really look into it, do the math. Pardon the image there. But anyway.
Yeah. What do you gotta say about the transformation from Donkey Kong? No, it's cool, man. I'm gonna cut it up and shit. It's gonna be cool. But what do you gotta say about the transformation from Donkey Kong to Big Trunks?
Donkey Kong to Big Trunks. Well, the best way I can describe that is look at Hulk Hogan. There he was in the 1990s and in the 1980s, and well, you know, you've seen him make that transfer from red and yellow to black and white. And what that says to me is somebody who just changed with the times, and somebody who knew when it was time to change. And that's definitely what happened, because the Big Trunks D-Matic that we know today has just as much of an impression on the XTV roster as Donkey Kong did back in the day.
Thank you very much. That's a great answer, too, man.
You were.
Bobby?
What's up, fellas?
All right, Bob.
That's probably loud.
No, it's cool. No, the way this shit pick up is different now. Like when you yell, oh, wait, Karen's pregnant.
Oh, she is?
Yep, she's pregnant.
Her first
She got
child?
a kid. Yep, she got a kid. But she had it, though. She had it in her arms. But anyways, Bobby, what do you got, you know, what's your relationship with Trunks and how do you feel? Like just go in, man. Big Trunks, D-Matic, Donkey Kong, you know, go in. Whatever you want to say about him, you know, just go in.
My relationship, well, to answer that question, about my relationship with Trunks, we're friends, you know, we've always, been friends, you know, but I guess we fight a lot. I don't think that Trunks understands me, because, or, you know, maybe I just don't understand Trunks, or something's going on with misunderstanding. It's always been that way, like, because I'll say something sometimes, and like, it just rubs Trunks the wrong way, you know, but I know that Trunks has anger issues, but so do I, and so it's like, you know, I don't know what it is, but we always fight, but we always become friends again, because yesterday we got in a fight, and I beat him up, but he knows that I know that he can beat me up, and so, like, it's not like a big thing, like it is between me and the killer, like, oh, I'm better than you, no, I'm better than you, you know, it's more like a mutual thing, because we're friends.
Well, and Justin, come back in here. I forgot one question.
But, man, to clear it up, man, and Killer are friends too, man, so that the killer doesn't come later, he's gonna be like, yeah, you didn't say that we were friends, shut up, man, you're ugly. Did you say Justin needs to come back?
Nah, you can stay here though. But Justin, I want to know how do you feel about, you know, I mean, just give your 2 cents on the feud and relationship with Pain and Big Trunks, you know, since it's coming out that.
I don't really quite know what to say about it, to be honest, because the Pain has been missing in action for so long. And you know, this comes out of nowhere. You guys over there on the West Coast might know a whole lot more about the feud than we do. The news don't really play too much on that story over here on the East Coast, so you know, it's different over here. We only get bits and pieces of it. But all I can say is that, you know,
What about you, Bobby? How do you feel about their relationship and how, you know, that has gotten over time?
I don't know, man. I mean, I guess you know, you could call it some bit of jealousy, you know, definitely by the Pain. You know, here he was at one time, you know, the man, and then his brother, you know, he outshines him, you know, later on in time, and you know, everybody knows that Trunks is on crack. Everybody knows, or was on crack. Everybody knows that the Pain was on crack. But the thing is that with Trunks, is that like people still love Trunks no matter what, and like I think that the Pain was scrutinized a lot, being on crack. So yeah. So he's probably jealous of Trunks, and he's just like, you know, it's kind of like everybody hates me.
That's good, Bob. Well, ladies and gentlemen, Romy Rome.
Yeah.
Romy, you know, you have a long-standing history with both Pain and Big Trunks. What can you say is the best attribute about Trunks? That's it. Yeah, Pain was a lot more over than D-Matic. So, I just, you know, I'm a teenager, young teenager. Jealous. You know, jealousy is kicking in, you know, at some point. I just feel like, you know, I'm good, you know. I mean, I can still be a success with or without, you know, this motherfucker. So, I came up to Billy Ro Joe, asking him for a deal. This young man had so much heart. It was just, you know, a strange thing to see you and come up there and say, I want my own show. I say, you already got your own show. He said, you know, and I mean, but he was just hell-bent on trying to make me give him his own show. And I'm just hell-bent on saying no, you know. But he continued to hound me, continued to ask me, can I please have my own thing? And I just said, look, I'm gonna make you in your Donkey Kong suit, and you're gonna put on this nice James Bond-like suit, and I'm gonna give you your own show. It's gonna be called The Spy of Kong. The Spy of Kong was basically my writing, my own thing as a teenager. I was watching so many James Bond films and, you know, spy films. GoldenEye had just came out around this time, and I was just like, you know, I want to be like that, but I want to, you know, add comedy to it. And it was basically, obviously, me trying to, like, you know, do spies, but make it funny. And also, there was like a show, Tweety Bird and Sylvester, called Spy of Sylvester, or something like that. I don't quite remember the name of the show, but that's why it was called Spy of Kong. It was kind of a play on that, and, you know, a parody of all the spies like James Bond and, you know, other spies that I can't think of right now. So, man, he went on to do The Spy of Kong, and it was a moderate success. It wasn't that initial impact that Donkey Kong had, you know. I mean, well, Donkey Kong didn't even have no initial impact, but it was almost like when I was telling you about the people at the club, how they didn't say nothing. It was kind of like that, but it wasn't building up enough. What people wanted to see was Pain and D-Mac. They didn't want to see nothing else. They wanted what they wanted, and they felt cheated, like, you know. And at first it was moderate, and we canceled it, and it got this big cult following after we canceled that we didn't realize until years later. So Spy of Kong is a moderate success, and something new has entered the picture. The Nintendo 64. And in another attempt to try to be by myself and be successful on my own, I tried to go on Mario Kart, and Mario Kart was an initial success. I don't care what nobody tell me. You can tell me it's raining cats and dogs when it's raining cats and dogs. I mean, raining water. You can tell me whatever you want to tell me, man. But it is what it is. The only reason Mario Kart was successful, it's not because of Big Trunks, not because of Donkey Kong, but MZ, he already established himself around that time as, you know, a worthy contender and as a person that could stand on his own. He already made himself that already. So it's like this young dude, let's say anybody that just came, Diggy, Simmons, Drake, it don't matter, and they come in with that big success, and some other dude, you know, that's been there like 2 years ago, jump on his track, he gonna automatically get popular because this dude's already doing better numbers than him on his own, you know. So yeah, man, when I first seen Trunks, man, it was like a, you know, initial, hey man, I'm this way, and you know, we was friends and we kicked it off of that. And then so Mario Kart's in the picture, you know, and oh yeah, when I seen MZ, I was just cool with it. But when Pain came, man, Pain was on some, like, you know, pardon the expression, on some fuck nigga shit though, like, you know, like he wanted to fight me and shit, you know what I'm saying? I wouldn't deny I was kind of hard on MZ. You know, I just felt like my way was the only way. I felt like me and Trunks was at those independent clubs and, you know, doing our thing, and this dude just got signed and, you know, boom, you know, it's like I felt like he didn't have to really work hard. He just, you know, basically was just MZ, you know what I'm saying? I felt like I had to build myself up, so should you. You know what I mean? Like, where do you come in? You know what I'm saying? And to further prove my theory of Big Trunks was just popular because MZ was the main star, I came out with my own thing. When you look at the feud with Pain and D-Matic, you will see that it progressively grew out of jealousy. They both had jealousy towards one another. Trunks was jealous because Pain was more over. Pain was getting jealous because D-Matic looked like he was about to be more over. He already got a cult following right after his series was canceled. And, you know, it's just, he's growing and growing. And he was just, I feel like Diddy Kong Racing was an attempt to try and make itself be more relevant. Like, oh, you take one more step in front of me, I'm going to punch you in your damn mouth. So, you know, Diddy Kong Racing, and MZ Show competed head to head. You know, they were always neck and neck. There was never like Pain would win this week or he would win that week. There, you know, from that time period on XTV, they were always neck and neck, both at the top, you know, and sharing that #1 slot, man. It was crazy, man, you know, to just be turning on the TVs, you know, you see Diddy Kong, then you see MZ, it's just like, you're just flipping the channels and, you know, you don't really know what to watch. Then you get the other TV in there and you're watching both programs, you know, because they're both interesting. But it's hard to keep up with what's going on that way. So, Diddy Kong Racing and MZ Show's a success. But after the N64 incident, you know, I guess we kind of stayed away for a while. I furthered my education. Pain enjoyed the labors of his fame, of course, if you know what I mean. So Trunks went on to college, man. Tried to go to college and, you know, get smarter, you know. I think that being called stupid so many times throughout your career, you feel like it. And I think what D-Matic did was smart. Instead of just going out to all these parties with these leeches, because nobody loved Pain in that party life. Going out there and, you know, boogieing with them and everything, thinking those are your friends when really they just trying to get some money off you. I feel like, you know, D-Matic took the smart route. Let me just go to school. When I went to school, it was still, you know, that same feeling like, yeah, man, you stupid as hell on that show, you know. And it was hard to make friends because I try to keep myself separated from everybody trying to, you know, say that they're my friend, because you know what comes with that territory. And I just kept myself, you know, I kept my company very small. You know, I didn't go to no college parties. I just did my work and graduated in the spring of '99. And I remember MZ was there, ODD was there, but Pain was a no-show. He didn't show up to it. And I could tell it hurt Trunks bad. He took it very hard. You gotta understand, we came up together. We were fighting together. All of a sudden, this motherfucker just gone, you know. We always talked when we was young. When you graduate, man, I'm gonna be there. When you do this, when you get married, you know, I don't care what friend I get, you're gonna be my best man, because you're my, you know, the greatest brother I ever had. We had conversations like that, you know, but just seeing that, you know, just thinking about that and seeing that, you know, I mean, feel this for a minute. This person you love, and over some drugs or whatever, you know, it's just, oh, sorry, got me voicemail. Anyway, it was just very depressing. Man, I was enjoying the fruits of my labor, man, you know. I'm partying with Shawn Michaels and wrestlers and, you know, athletes, and I'm having fun. I was just gone. I was spaced out around that time. I can't say that. I didn't even know he was going to school, you know, until like years later. You know, I probably did, man. So, you know, with Pain being relevant, XTV programming wasn't on that much. Every now and then I, you know, did whatever I could do in the meantime, between time. Starred in the movie Lives up against them. You could see, man, that it was tension between them two. Like on the set of Lives, you know. Pain just did Dee Dee and the Witch Doctor. Now he doing A Bug's Life. And he got all these shows under his belt. And D-Matic, you know, I mean, this dude doesn't have anything under his belt. He don't have shit. You know, and you could just, like, on the set, they wouldn't, I mean, it was different, like, how they would act towards each other. I took a break from going with them and, you know, to all their little events and everything. I took a break from going with them. But to finally go on the set of Live, that's when I first noticed there was some animosity with those two. It's just, you know, I tried my hardest not to talk to him. I could look at him, you know, I mean, this is before 05, before everything, where we realized this motherfucker's out of his mind. This is when I first realized this dude is gone, you know, I mean, he just lost touch with reality, but for some reason, some people love this motherfucker, you know, and the worst part about it is this guy's supposed to be for the children, he's supposed to be for the kids, you know, but this dude's spaced out, he's just the opposite of what he claims to be. It's crazy, dude, because you look at, you know, Pain, like, you know, their characters on the Donkey Kong show, and as their characters progress, you see that, you know, Pain is the intelligent one, D-Matic is the dumb one, you know what I'm saying? That's like that's like their shtick, if you will, and that's the way their thing is, you know, that's their characters, there it is. And then in real life though, D-Matic's the smart one, Pain's the dumbass, you know, and I even seen that on the set, dude. It's like, wow. So I did SIDE radio with my good friend Justin. You know, Justin's always been my good friend, and that'll never change. I mean, he's probably my best friend in XTV history ever. You know, he always looks out for me. It's always been that for me. But on this specific SIDE radio episode, it changed the way I felt. You know, well, around that time, it changed the way I felt about Justin as a what do you call it, worker. You know, as a I mean, not a worker, but co-worker. That is, like, it's just I just started thinking differently of it. D-Matic is a host on SIDE radio, started in like 96, 97, and he was just trying to pretty much put his ideas on paper, you know, but it seemed like everything he was trying to do just got pretty much knocked down. And, you know, I don't know if it's because he's seen, you know, the Spy of Kong, or I don't know what it was, but I just remember just trying to give him, like, you know, show him my best ideas, and he would just be knocking it down every time, like, oh, it's time for Pac-Man and Miss Pac-Man, and, you know, he'll just, like, delete everything I was trying to do, and I just, like, feel so embarrassed, you know what I mean? This is supposed to be my best friend, and it's just, it built up enough rage in me to get Pain along, you know, and we started Hell Yeah, HY. The first episode of Hell Yeah that aired was in 2000. And I really wish we had it, because I remember for the longest time saying, this tape right here, and anything that comes after this, is a snapshot of 2000. You know, and it was perfect, dude. It was just the perfect episode, you know, of XTV around that time. What Hell Yeah did was get all the elements from Donkey Kong and the newer elements. You know, this is the show that did it. Not Mario Kart, not nothing else. This show did it. It was basically the first news for XTV West. You know, it was the first program where two dudes was just going off the head and doing what they do. And then we had special guests. We had Britney Spears. We made them fight. It was just so much different, you know. Dixie was also brought to that show, man. You know, and that's one thing I can compliment Trunks on. You know, I'm a clap, you know, right there. Because, I mean, he took something out of that negative situation, and he made it his own thing. And it skyrocketed, man. That shit became, you know, the big talk in XTV, man. And that was the new show to go to. It wasn't Donkey Kong. It wasn't James Bond show. It was Hell Yeah, but, you know, it was groundbreaking. It changed the way we recorded and did XTV programming. And when we beat out SIDE that 1 week, wow. SIDE was a big program, Dad, because it showcased athletes like myself, Dad, and, you know, a lot of other wrestlers, you know what I'm saying, in XTV. And that was the main show, because, like, XTV's been founded basically by wrestling and shit, Dad, you know what I'm saying? So, when Hell Yeah arrived, you know, it just, wow, Dad, it just skyrocketed, you know what I'm saying? And, just killed SIDE, and SIDE was always that program, Dad. Like, when Donkey Kong came out, when this came out, it didn't matter, it never matched up to our success. So, and we've been in the business since like 94, 93, you know what I'm saying? So now 2000 hits in his radio show, dog, that has never been done before, and all of a sudden it's just that main show that niggas flock to and shit, Dad. It was just ill. I was having so much fun. I mean, that's when I had more freedom, I felt. I felt like with all the shows and all the things I did, I didn't have freedom. I mean, for crying out loud, I'm a damn teenager. You know, and I can't, like, express myself the way a teenager would. And, man, it just, our contract, it's one of them things where, you know, my contract was kind of iffy with the people in the back. I watched the rise and the fall of the Donkey Kong Empire, and I just felt like Pain, Dixie, who just had came back, Grandpa Joe, Mrs. Joe, that whole family. I felt like those were the main good guys and everything. Donkey Kong, not so much. I conflicted with Billy Rojo a lot. Things I hold deep regret for. You know, I just went off on his ass, trying to tell him how to do his job and how I want to do my job. You know, some shit like that basically. And it was the right thing to do, but the wrong way to do it. You don't come into no old man's office and smash his TV, talk bad about my family, calling me all these names you don't know I am. You know, you talk about, I mean, I'm glad if the NCAACP or whatever they call heard all the stuff this man was saying out his mouth, they would just be so offended because this man cussed me out so many times and so hard. I can't believe I forgive him to this day. And when HY came, and you know, that was like, look, Billy Rojo, this is what they want. This is what I'm trying to tell you they want. And I got my props for that. But again, it's not about the props you get from the people on the inside even sometimes. It's the props you get on people from the outside, and the way you are perceived outside. You see, because people can listen to you all day long, you know. They can listen to every fucking thing you say. But in the business world, they listen to the people's reaction. You know, they hear you, but they hear the people because they seem like the more louder people, even though sometimes the people aren't that smart, and you're the more sensible one saying, hey, this is not what they need, this is not what they want. They don't want to hear that shit. They just want to get them what they think they want, and Pain was getting over. I had so many shows, man. You know, I mean, I'm not bragging. I just had more shows. I had more experience as far as recording and narrating, and D-Matic continued to play that dumb role, and it's only so far you can go with being stupid. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you know, this ain't Forrest Gump. This is XTV, and he could just go so far, and people looked at me because I was smart and they loved me. The girls wanted me. They didn't want him. They wanted me. So, HY's big, you know, and that's when Pain really took off. I mean, he was already taking off, but, you know, I mean, and people just probably gonna listen to this DVD like, oh my God, Trunk's like, you know, how far can you go? And, you know, I mean, he went fucking beyond my imagination. I don't think nobody in the history of XTV, aside from 90%, took off so fast. Like Pain, you know, and like he had so much success, and you gotta feel for D-Matic because like they came in there together, but this one brother is like, you know, he's so much better than you. You know, it's like you can't help but feel jealousy. That's a messed up emotion, and that's a fucked up way to feel, but it's like you can't help it. I mean, it's like, you know, I'm talented too, but people are not noticing my talented over the character I have to portray on TV week after week. You know, that's depressing, that hurts. You know what I mean? You're happy for your brother, but at the same time, you know, he's not the only one on here doing it. I'm doing it too. You know, you guys are cheering for both of us, but you're giving this guy more attention, you know, than me. And then backstage, the way this guy was acting, a total opposite from, you know, the character he's portraying. It's like, it's just sad. And give me a second, I gotta breathe. So, HY is continuing on its up and ups. You know, I was about to say something. Then GTA comes out with James Bond. We were trying to just get the best XTV stars around 2001. You know, 2000 was an incredible year. 01, I think HY, it didn't get canceled, but the radio got messed up, and so we were trying to, you know, get all the biggest XTV stars, and we got Pain and D-Matic, and we did GTA in 2001, and it was big. GTA was another, you know, one of the good things to happen in my career and everything, but it just, this is when I started to really grow up. I mean, I was already growing up, but I was growing up in the business. It's different when you grow up in the business. You see things that you're supposed to see at 8, you know, at like 10 years old. You see things you're supposed to see at 10, at like 30 or 20. And you just see things, and they just growing, and it's just, you know, you sort of lose touch with reality. But this is when I gained it, and this is when I felt like I had my identity. But, you know, it just get cut short so fast, and you lose track of who you are. But GTA is where I discovered who I am. I'm Big Chunks D-Matic, and I'm a nigga with nothing to lose. You know, and that's just how I felt inside. But it's like, it's fucked up because you can't get these frustrations out. Because you go in your room, you know, you write your journal. Oh, you got to be on stage at this time, or you got to go to this autograph signing. You know, and you can't tell people that, you know, you feel different about this because you want the contract and you don't want to ruin your money. You know, and it was just, I was in a fucked up situation. I mean, looking back, I'm like, oh, I should have never did that club shit with Pain, because look at this dude. We stopped talking for a long time. Only time you'll see us together is when we doing HY or signing autographs, man. Just one of those great times in XTV. We'll be back. In 2002, I got into a feud with somebody different. It was the best. We were doing Sides Uncensored, and basically, you know, it was another wrestling in XTV. And me and Trunks just got into a little, you know, small argument that grew to an even smaller argument that became a big fight. I just didn't like the way he would talk to me, you know. Best was a young guy. He just, I don't know, he just, like, at the time, he was sort of a whippersnapper, you know, wet behind the ears, motherfucker. And so, he just talked any way he wanted to, you know, and he just, I don't know, man, you know, but I'll say I was also part of the reason, a lot of times, you know. I'm not just gonna blame his ass. I was I don't know, I was probably a rude, jealous of my brother type person and saying what I really want to say to his ass. You know? That's basically what it was. So we fought on Sides Uncensored. When I saw that match, I was blown away by the use of weapons, the bloodshed. You know, I mean, this started over somebody breaking someone's CD, really. That's how really this whole feud started. And then for these guys to be using rakes and cactuses, this was crazy. It was not like it before, this feud was before its time. This fight happened on a school bus. You know what I'm saying? Of all places. This happened, they fought on a school bus, they used cactuses, they used all kinds of shit, to destroy each other over something that was so petty like a ED. It was like a World Star video. So, me and Best, our feud was just going, and some needed to kill it, but it didn't stop, and it's one of those things where you start saying, when you're fighting somebody, you study them. You study their craft. And not only their craft, but you study them as a human being. It's like, oh, that makes you upset. And then they upset your ass back. You're like, oh, that makes me upset too. We start just learning each other as we were feuding. That's why our feud needed to happen. And it still goes on to this day. I mean, me and Trunks are cool, but it's like, it's on some shit like, like we fight more over real things instead of like, fucking petty ass, like over a CD, I mean, and sometimes we're even like joking when we argue because we remember how stupid it was back then and we just sort of parody it. I was just checking in my newspaper, looking at the stats of the shows, CAW doing good, HY still successful and everything, and I see the Spy of Cone has this big, and I mean big, cult following. I thought the Spy of Cone was dead, it was something that came out in the mid-90s and wasn't really popular, wasn't really over with the fans until like later on. Now all of a sudden, people love the Spy of Cone. I'm like, well, where the fuck this come from? Where the hell was y'all when I was doing the damn show? So the idea was to get, because Super Antonio also came back around this time. Like, he was also a person that came out in the mid-90s, with little fanfare, and later on sort of got this little following because he did these videos on the internet. So they decided to pit these two titans against each other in a movie. My first ever movie. Well, not my first ever movie, but my first ever main starring movie. This film was good. I mean, when you look back at 2002, the year, not that many good things happened. CAW was like the only program that was, really hitting hard. But this movie was that thing that just came out, around all this darkness, this flower is, in this bunch. You know what I mean? It's like the prettiest of the bunch if you look at the year 2002. And it was just such a good ass film because it's like you got these two heroes, a spy taking on a superhero. It's like who would win out of James Bond and Batman? And then the ending of the film, it's like, it's not like, oh, Jason wins or Freddy wins. No, it's not on that shit. They both killed each other because of their strength. The best part of the movie is when we had to study each other's strengths and styles, because that was like the part that we was doing, but before the end, we were studying each other's strengths in the movie, and then, then we meet and we learn each other's strengths by fighting and training, and we both lose. That's the way a movie is supposed to end between, this dude and this dude, like, and it was just classic. And for a while, I think that was like the last big XTV movie, and I mean, I think that gave Trunks more recognition and more appreciation in the realms of XTV. So, the Ms. Ruth era was very rough for every XTV star. Anybody can tell you that. Getting locked out of the house and eating garbage when you are a big success in XTV. It's not the shit. Finally, 03 comes, a new radio, HY has a new change, but it's getting stale. When you look at Hell Yeah, and you look at Me and Pain, and our whole shit, you just see why it fell off. We older, man. I'm talking all like this, as opposed to talking like this. Still doing the same childish shit, You can't act like a kid when you're 15. You're too old for that. It's like this time I seen a mentally ill person sit on his auntie's thigh. This happened like in a group home a while ago. And it's like that image. That's what Hell Yeah became. We're older men acting like younger men, and I mean, I wasn't 15, so I shouldn't have been acting like it. Times were changing, dude. Music was changing. Everything was changing. 50 Cent was like, like when he came out with Get Rich or Die Trying and everything, and that was really popping off like it was, I felt like that was just a big change, dude. It's like HY was so in sync, and Britney Spears, looking back, and now it's like here we are, 2003. Britney Spears is still relevant, but like shit is more aggressive, and that's what the style was in 03. It was more aggressive and more hard hitting, and Hell Yeah just wasn't doing it right there. I was tired. I grew tired. I grew tired of Payne's mentality. I grew tired of the way he was acting. And I wanted something to be done. I wanted to leave HY. We returned, but we in this slump. And we then did the Donkey Kong, they're like, oh man, don't worry, man, just do the Donkey Kong show. There's only so much you can take. Think about this shit. I'm under contract with my brother, who I don't love no more, who I don't give a damn if he lives or die. And now, I gotta keep being in show business with the same motherfucker. We don't have no chemistry anymore. The fans are suffering. The show is suffering. You know, so why continue to promote this when it's not even promotable? You know, for lack of a better word. It's not a good show. We're not doing good. We're not at the top as we was in 2000. This is another year. You know, and it's strange to see what a difference 2 years make. 2 years. 2000, 2001, 2002. Well, 4 years, right? Something like that. And then just in 2003, you know, just like a few years ago, you was the main shit. But times have changed. They have evolved and fast. So I really wanted out my contract. I didn't want to do this no more, you know. And they said, fuck it, we're going to end HY. You know, there's no fanfare here. So we did the last HY in late 2003. It's a tape that's still available. You know, probably the oldest recording we have to this day. But the ending of HY was just one of those things that was just so sad. I mean, we was going to a group home because of things going on in our personal life. We wasn't right. You know, nobody was right. And nobody was in their right mind. And so, we had to end HY. We had to. But the fans, they didn't want us to end it, even though their ass wasn't watching it. I don't know what happened in 03, but even though their show was finna end, the fans of HY petitioned and petitioned to make it not end. We couldn't ignore all of them, you know. The last episode was watched by a lot of people, and they just wanted us to stay on the air, even though they wasn't watching us. And I'm like, what y'all want, man? So, CAW, you know, even though it was doing good, I still felt like it was a sinking ship. I felt like I was just becoming irrelevant. I remember Justin, you know, my best friend, I came out there in my drawers. You know, like some white briefs, though. Not wrestler drawers, white briefs. This was in CAW, and I came out there, and I remember him saying, like, hey, man, you know, you look real gay. This look like... He was basically saying, I know a lot of motherfuckers offended because everybody gay-friendly bitches. Anyway, he was basically saying, Trunks, put on some damn clothes, have some class. This looks ridiculous, you know, and it did. I felt ridiculous doing it. Like, I felt stupid putting them on. It's like, you know, come on, man, like... And that just shows you times was changing. I was changing. The people was changing. It's like, so it's time for us to progress and get better at this instead of just do the same thing. I left the sinking ship, went to the WWE. You talk about a big difference. You know, when I say the WWE, my heart just lights up for when Trunks first came out to that program and got a tremendous ovation. They had, it was just incredible. Impact. You know, he was a wrestler here in CAW. He probably was the first to make it to the WWE. Or I think it was either him or Best. And they was promoting all week that would be a third member of the Impact players. That was their team. And I come out and I'm the third member. The fans went nuts. You gotta understand, the WWE is mainstream. You know what I mean? When I first seen Trunks come out there, I'm like, you know what? This guy's a star. I watched it over and over. And felt the same feeling. Happy and mad as fuck. Pain came into the WWE. You know, he started winning titles out of nowhere. And he brought HY back. Him again, trying to, you know, just be better than me and outdo me. Hell Yeah returned. And that last episode of Hell Yeah was great. The last episode of Hell Yeah. You know, this was a big tape. This came out in like 2004. I love this tape. I played this all the time. One of the reasons I don't got it is because I played it so much. It was everything. It was that chemistry they was missing when they returned. That's what it was. It was that chemistry that the fans wanted. And it was back. I don't know what came over us. Because I remember just walking in the studio mad as fuck. Then we recorded. And it was like old times. We just was doing HY, man. Having ourselves a lot of fun, man, you know, doing the show. We had good chemistry, but after that shit stopped recording, wow. The tension finally hit a boiling point. Trunks felt pain in the studio, and so much stuff got broken that, oh my God, I imploded. I just, when I was recording, I don't know what came over me. I was able to record with this motherfucker. But when we stopped recording, when there was no more HY, I remember pouncing on pain. Because I just thought of all the things that was going on. You know, I just felt like every time I make a step forward, it's like pain would, you know, step in front of me. Every time in my career, it was always like I was trying to do something on my own, but pain would always be there. So like, oh no, look at me, he was always blocking me. It's like, you know, like a bitch. Excuse me. But it's like, that's how he was. I hope people understand this. It's just, you know, I mean, okay, you want to be successful, go on and be successful. But how come everything I do, you gotta overdo? You know, it's like, that's what aggravated me with pain. And it just finally hit a boiling point. The straw that broke the camel's back. And I remember just, they hit that stop record button. We wasn't on air no more. And I remember punching them so fucking hard. And we got into this big fight. So, man, he left HY. He went in my studio. Now, this the same little boy entertaining, you know, with all this intensity. Came in my office. He said, let me see the contract. I said, what you need to see? He said, let me see the contract. Ripped the motherfucker. Threw it at him. Left out the studio. He just ripped it apart. So, during the recording of Hell Yeah, the first one that got recorded when it first returned, that was the organs of FNK. Me and D-Mag tried to work out our problems. I'm like, hey man, you know, let me be on HY. It was a story with me and Beston. We had went to a strip club. You know, we had went to a strip club. What was it doing? We had went to a strip club and we had just, it was good, you know, it was something different. You gotta understand, XTV just was always D-Matic and pain, D-Matic and pain, D-Matic and pain, you know. That's basically what XTV was for years. So to see something different, which I knew what the audience wanted, was very refreshing, you know, on that tape. Even though it was recorded for only such and such minutes, you know, it was a good little segment, you know, out of everything that was happening on the first Hell Yeah to return. Of course, the second episode beat that out. But that was the start of what became FNK. I just was telling D-Mac, you know, I remember having a sit-down conversation. This is prior to him, you know, going off on pain and, you know, doing what he did on the last HY. This is prior to that. I'm just like, hey, man, you know, just telling him, you know, you got to get out of there. You know, you got to get out of that shit. You know, that's like it's not good for you. You know, I understand you want to establish yourself as a main, you know, force to be reckoned with type guy on XTV. But, like, that show's not helping you. You know, you're still a dumb character. Like, that's the role you play. And the role you play is the role people really think you are, and they perceive you based on the character you portray on TV. That's just the way it is. They don't look at the real you. You know, you can do whatever you can, but if you're playing somebody stupid, it's very hard for them to appreciate you, the person. And Trunks just, he felt me. He was just reaching me. You know, he was just saying words I never heard, and just all this good stuff about myself. He built, I'll say best, you know, even though we had our feud, he was the person that, you know, brought my self-esteem up. So, you know, me and Best came to Billy Rojo, and, you know, Billy Rojo was just, you know, fucked up about everything. The fact that Hell Yeah just went off the air and everything all, you know, all of a sudden. You know what I'm saying? And so, he wanted something else to fill that void. And that's what FNK was at first. It was just to fill that missing void of Hell Yeah no longer being a main thing in XTV. And the first two episodes wasn't successful as Hell Yeah. They just pretty much got brushed past it, you know, so what? What we were doing on Hell Yeah, we were really trying to express ourselves. We got all the people that, you know, we felt pain did wrong, and we tried to put them on the show and just try to basically, you know, have more cursing and, you know, just be more eccentric. And the biggest problem, we weren't, you know, I said we weren't like really trying to be that, you know. We were just trying we just was acting and not being, you know, who we were. We were just cursing just for the sake of cursing. And the first two episodes didn't do good. I'm like, that's all y'all want to do this for, cuss? You want to just cuss? Teaching the kids cuss? So, the first two FNKs ain't go over, and I'm just fuming, you know. And I just went in the back, smoking weed. It's like February '05, and I was just smoking weed. And I just remember smoking so much, and I put a whole lot in my chest. Like, I just put a bunch in my chest. I said, and I just put all of that shit in my chest, you know. And I just held it there for a long time before finally letting the puff out. And it changed my life for good. So, I look at Trunks' face after he did that, you know. His eyes are bloodshot red. He's like fucked up. It's like he's like as high as you can get, you know. And I don't know what happened after that. I remember him hugging the couch. Then I remember him just passing out in the room. I just fainted, and I was just out of it, you know. I was gonna die. They finally told him he was hyperventilating from smoking all that weed into his lungs, and he was just, I remember him being so out of it, you know. I just didn't know what was going on for a long ass time. This is how it happened. I didn't know what was going on with me, like, at all. I just knew I kept smiling and I wasn't trying to. And then I started seeing my face everywhere, like it was just popping up. And nobody told me what the hell was wrong with me. I didn't, like, it was almost like I didn't control myself. Like, I didn't have me. And that's why that's one of the reasons I was scared, you know, when you don't know who you are or what's going on. And I had no sense of what the fuck was happening. I just knew I was smiling because I felt it, but I wasn't trying to. Like, it was like a spirit took over my body. Am I getting possessed? What the fuck? And, I just, you know, the doctors finally put me in his room, and they didn't come to me for a long time. They was more concerned about this white girl that was in the room next to me, you know, complaining about smoking cigarettes. She did some, she fucked up. She just smoked cigarettes, really, and she was, like, fucked up or something. And, but I felt worse. I mean, you know, no jealousy, but I don't know what the fuck going on. You know what I mean? And the fact that they cared about a little white girl that, you know, probably has done this shit before, no offense, but damn, you know, it's like, y'all care more about her than me. I don't know what the fuck happened. So, they just, you know, after being treated so rudely, we finally did third episode of FNK. Out of nowhere, Trunks just started talking about his problems, you know, and really let going in. And that tape is what started that next era and time period in XTV. I was relentless with my topics and the things I would come up with, and I just cursed more, you know, and everything, but I used it when it was supposed to be used. That's what makes that episode so unique, is I used the curse words when it was supposed to be used, instead of just using them, just to use them, like the first two FNKs. FNK 3 was more, you know, oh, he expressing himself with curse words. It's not like, you know, curse words is expressing itself. No, I'm expressing myself, and I'm using a few, you know, curse languages that wasn't accepted in XTV around that time period. He had a choice of words for this person, that person. I mean, if we still had that, I'm pretty sure the show would still have that same initial impact, because it was golden. I enjoyed the tape. You know, it won all kind of awards. And that's when FNK really got started. I wouldn't say the first episode. I'll say the third is what started it all. And so Trunks breathes new life, and this time it doesn't have pain involved. And I mean, that's how he became a success. Hold on a second. Oh. The Donkey Kong image was getting played out, so I became Dolamatic. The name was derived from pimps and players and all that from the 70s. Just, I thought Dolamatic, I thought it was a little catchy, you know, and I said, I'm Dolamatic. And I was a pimp, a cool pimp that smoked weed. And I would say my little lines here and there, you know, oh, roll a Dutch, no, better yet, roll a Dola up your vagina. And say some shit like that. I don't remember the rest, you know. Say some little catchy shit that ain't that tight. But it worked. I mean, and that breathed new life into myself. But when I was on top, I wanted nothing. My goal was to kill Payne's career, or whatever was left of it. Not only was he expressing his, you know, displeasure with what happened at the hospital, but he started speaking on everything, you know, from racial issues to what he dealt with on HY. He started speaking that live on air, and that is what killed, I think, Payne's career. You know, he killed his own career, but I think Trunks helped at killing his career. I was like, man, y'all gonna let him say this? And he was just going in. And now the bad light was on me. What I like most about, you know, that time period is the right person was on top. You know, it's like Trunks was being who he really was, and Payne, it showed who he really was, and the fans started treating him how he deserved to be treated. You know, and that is a sigh of relief. You know, I mean, he deserves to be treated like that. He was scum. You know. Then THGTV comes. I was the voice of that. And just everything, you know, it was like success all over again, except it's new light. This success is real, because I'm really, you know, saying how I feel. I'm really going in, if you will, you know, and I'm just telling it like it is, being Dematic, being Dolamatic, and who I am, but with that little character as well, you know. I'm like, and I had more freedom on SIDE radio because of that, because people saying, oh, Dolamatic, you are who you are, and I started getting freedom on SIDE radio, the same show that inspired me to do HY. So now, you know, this shit was just, it was mine, the world was mine. Finally getting props from XTV was the shit. You know, I mean, you look at his career from that point and where he came from to, like, you know, just basically being B, you know, and Payne being A. Now he's like, now B is finally A. And you just couldn't help but applaud that. It's like he's come from all this and that hyperventilation, that near-death experience, that was some fluke shit. You know, it was like that inspired him to, you know, go in. And he never stopped. It's like before 90% did what he did, that was Big Trunks, you know. I can't say Big Trunks inspired me, because I wasn't even watching XTV around that time, Dad. But it's just some ironic shit that, you know, he was the first real nigga, you know, but I give props, you know, he was the first real nigga, you know, speaking of real shit. So everybody giving me props, you know, from all places. And like I said, I'm trying to help out as much talent as I could. He helped Killer out. He brought Killer on the show. Killer first appeared, you know, Killer's like a mega star now, and you know, he first appeared on FNK. Well, he appeared on Diddy Kong Racing, but Payne didn't really use him that much. I got this. And Killer got to expose Payne too. Finally. You know, FNK is kicking. It's the big thing. The King Kong series enters the picture. With the King Kong series, I was going to be back in my H suit, but, you know, it's 2006 now, so I get to be who I am in the H suit. And it was a short-lived series. It was very short, like 10 episodes or something like that. It had Fast, it had Master Rabbit, and this just was crazy. This was the same time period my show 90% was kicking off, and, you know, we was gonna finally get a new radio with some new tapes and shit, and, you know, record King Kong, but we didn't know what was gonna, you know, be recorded first. It was like, is it gonna be King Kong, is it gonna be 90, you know what I'm saying? It was like basically me against Dematic in the damn 8 suit, you know what I'm saying? That's some ridiculous shit, you know, you already know who won that. So the King Kong series, short-lived, but still a classic to this day. I started wrestling in that too, and I mean, I was on the ball. He was where I was, and everybody was saying I'm on crack and everything, and he started teaming with this dude called Black Evil. I met you making a bar. He was over there in Houston, Texas. I met him at the bar, and I was always fascinated with the style of wrestling. I was also fascinated with his smash mouth style. Whether it was commentary or it was fight, he had that smash mouth, I'ma whoop your ass type mentality. And I thought that we should team up, and we became a tag team in TXG, TXG round. And we were kicking ass all over the whole roster. We just became top tag teams. I mean, and it was just kind of like just some random put together shit. Like Black Evil was supposed to be on Dead's team, the Dead Nation, but he teamed with me, and we was just like we got our respect because we both were some dominant black people that both been through it. Two brothers that been through it. But our tag team, it lasted. But looking back, it wasn't the greatest tag team. It was just some thrown together shit. It's like the Jury teaming up with Big Show. But they wrestling. So, after that, Trunks goes. He turned to a preacher in XTV, and this shows you how many styles he's had. It's like he goes from a pimp to a preacher. I became a preacher. I was just, it was a gimmick really. I wasn't really a preacher, giving people the, whatever they do with their hand when they knock the shit out you, you get anointed. I was just bullshitting with the gimmick, Of course, I got a lot of flack from, all those Catholics, Christians, and everybody saying, oh, this is not funny, but even though these people laughing at it, it's not funny. Fuck y'all. So I continued to, use that character to portray a preacher. And I got props from everybody, and then I became goth because around this time, XTV was changing again, and it's like I had to hurry up, and I better go with the change. I became a goth, and I just, the style of XTV in '06 was too different. Gone was the Donkey Kong happy, arguing, but it ain't that much cussing in it. Gone was that. Now enters the angry, cause I'm a teenager phase in XTV, and Trunks is the main face of that. And he had his penis story, classic FNK episode. If you listen to the earlier FNKs, there was a lot of pornographic, smut, like bitches say. And I had a story about my dick. I mean, I always bragged about my dick on the early days of FNK. My Johnson, my person. I always bragged about it, just saying how big it is and how much I love it, and how much I feed it. Like it's a damn pet. And finally, my dick got cut off in this classic episode of FNK. The reason his penis got cut off is because it was being disrespectful or something. It was basically we were parodying like the Mario episodes, and Trunks' dick was like being respectful or disrespectful, and it's just a great episode. I mean, it just shows you how perverted XTV is. But I gotta say, man, as good as this episode was, it started to become more of a trend as far as the get mad and everything and go off for no reason. It just started becoming too much of a trend, and that's what kills it. It's like a story about your dick. It's like you're trying to just be all offensive and everything, but really it comes off as childish teen humor, and of course Grandpa Joe ridiculed it, and as a result, FNK fell off. I've seen it, man. There's only so far you can go with talking about your dick or, talking shit about this group and being mad all the time. There's only so far you can go. So FNK kind of fell on hard times, What's different about Yap is, when HY, when that shit fell off, it was like, it fell off, but, I mean, it was still yelling. Kill that thing! It was still, I mean, a big shit. Kill that thing! I mean, HY never fell off. Kill that motherfucker! Let me say it, man. It's like HY when it started, it was always, childish and catered to kids and young teens and everything, but it never fell off like in its prime. FNK fell off in its prime because it just started becoming a parody of itself. I was trying to, you gotta understand my character that I was. It was who I was. But as times change, I'm mad at the world and everything, but now the world is receiving me like I want them to, and I'm getting money based on who I am. I'm not mad no more. So now, in order to maintain my image, I gotta continue to be mad. It's like, the old saying, you make your bed, you lay in it too. And hey, I made my bed. I was just mad all the time, so I had to stay with the gimmick though. And it might sound funny, like, oh, he had to just stay mad all the damn time, but it's not funny when, the gimmick becomes who you really are. And that's what happened. It's like, I was acting like I was mad, but I wasn't really mad. I was just trying to make myself mad in order to get ratings, and it backfired on me big time because now FNK done fell off, and the show became a parody of what it used to be. It started becoming so stupid, I mean, like, this is like early '07 now. It's like, it was just dumb, and then we had one episode where we were trying not to curse. One of the worst XTV tapes, like, in recent history. It's just, it was stupid, So I'm just mad as hell, and I don't know why. And I became stale. Like, this whole show became stale. I became stale. And I said style. And as a result, the show's stale, you stale, people tune out. And then Killer, that's when he first started getting that underground buzz. He started really popping off. Big time, you know, and very fast. But as for me, when I would get on the mic, people would be hitting the mute button. Same thing with Best. We both just became parodies of ourselves by doing XTV West radio, you know. And we got washed up very fast. And this is the time period where Trunks really just, this is where he tried to use anything to make himself be more relevant in XTV, and he came out with a rap group. Well, look at it like this. It's not the worst shit I did, but it's up there. Vice City had came back. It was a show that came out in 03, very successful for James, and I was a part of it. So I tried to make a rap group called Dolomatic and the Mayhems, and it was just basically a parody of an 80s rap group. And it was funny, you know, but it was also very stupid. He had no lyrics, you know, he embarrassed Run DMC and everybody he was trying to portray. It was just an embarrassment, you know, and I mean, it's like, how the hell did you fall from grace? That gimmick ain't working no more? Oh well, move on. I started talking more about my wife, Antonia Brown, who is actually my real wife. You know, I am married to her. And we do have our problems. I started talking about those problems on there, and that actually built a buzz, you know, for me. You know, from a certain age group, though, like fathers in their 30s, they felt where I was coming from. But as for the young teenagers that I had reached once before, they wasn't feeling my material. And, you know, but that 30-year-old group, they was feeling my stuff, calling me, oh man, talk about Antonia, talk about your problem. And I became another character, abusive, alcoholic, drunk. It's just his character became whatever, and that's what happens, you know, when like you reach that point in your career where you were this top guy. Now it's just like no one takes you seriously. No one took his character seriously. It's like you just mad for no reason. Now you drunk. Now you got a rap group. It's like it just became anything, you know. Me and Payne's feud grew louder and louder, and I just didn't know what was going to happen. I didn't know what the fate of Big Trunk of Dolomatic was, and I started watching wrestling DVDs. Hulk Hogan, Ultimate Warrior, Shawn Michaels, whoever. I just thought, man, you know, out of all the DVDs WWE produces, really all the black wrestlers. They don't talk about, I mean, they talk about The Rock, you know, he's kind of black. But they don't talk about Booker T, and they got DVDs on Ron Simmons. I just was wondering, where's all that? I just started thinking, what if they were hot, you know? And I said, you know what? I should come out with bootleg Federation DVDs, make a story called Jabbing D-Matic. Well, it was a sad day in 2008, and we did the DVD of Jabbing D-Matic. Jabbing D-Matic was just me, you know, showing an old wrestler who just got forgotten. You know, in like the 90s he got washed up, in the 80s he was on alcohol and everything, but in the 60s and 70s was his main, you know, time period, and it went over very well on XTV West. But we decided to change my name to Big Trunks D-Matic, and it was just another thing that was just like, wow, Trunks. So he changed from Jabbing to Big Trunks, and the Big Trunks just fit, you know, I mean, it was just everything, and wow, came up with just how it sound when a wrestler pop his draws. So he was back in the spotlight again, and Payne was still falling off, but he got that second chance at life. So many people were proud of him for just rejuvenating himself. I got inducted to the XTV Hall of Fame in 2009, and I had a remarkable career at that point. I was the highlight guy, and to be the first athlete to come into XTV and still remain at the top, that's something special, you know, because just because you're the first, I mean, you won't be remembered all the time, you know. It's only a certain point that the first is always forgotten, you know, and they just totally forgot about Big Trunks at one point. But now, you know, a difference 1 year makes. Now I'm in the Hall of Fame, fighting King Kong, having a classic match at that year's XTV Mania, and I mean, things is a lot better in, you know, my life. I just feel like, you know, when Trunks did the, I feel like Trunks is in a better place mentally, you know, he's in the best shape, and I mean, he's just good, dude. It's like, he deserves to be where he is because he's such a great person, you know, and he kicks ass. Yeah, man, I mean, you talk about a nigga that give you the shirt off his bike, you know what I'm saying? And I appreciate that, like, not that many people give their shirt off their back. They'll be like, it's mine, man, it's mine, it's mine, it's mine. But he'll just be like, here, take the shit, bitch, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I'd rather somebody say take the shit, bitch, instead of saying no, you know? I try to give the fans everything they want, you know, and try my hardest to do a lot of things I do. Robin Harris gimmick got me to roll and do the right thing. I just try to just, change my style and come with something new every time. And I think that's what's made me relevant from this point on, is I've been able to change styles so many times. But sometimes changing styles isn't the best idea, Like, I thought the angry idea was going to stick and it was going to be the shit. You got to be very careful with choosing who you want to be, because that might be who you become. And Big Trunks, if this falls off, will I be proud of this? Will I be proud of this gimmick? I would. I think I'm at a place where I should have been when I was young. I'm able to appreciate all the things that's coming at me instead of just being in competition with this motherfucker or this motherfucker. I think I'm set. He's a lot better. He apologized for breaking Billy Rojo TV. He's with his kids all the time. He's just a healthy, loving man. It ain't all about the glitz and glamour. If you ain't at peace with yourself, we ain't gonna be at peace with the money you have, I think now, finally, I'm at peace with myself. Say whatever you want about Big Trunks. I can fall off right after this shit done recording.